Sebastian Vettel holds the F1 record for the shortest time elapsed before picking up a penalty. He was caught speeding in the pit lane in practice for the 2006 Turkish Grand Prix, almost immediately after he exited the garage, just 9 seconds into his F1 career. Let's hope we see a good effort from McLaren here today. In recent times they've fallen to somewhat of a midfield team. The last time the constructor won a world championship.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another round. This time round 8 at Miami in the US of A with Premier Division. Tonight will be a sprint race, so short quali, sprint race, and then the race. The sprint race will have 10 laps, and I believe the race will have 29 laps. A short quali of 17 minutes, following around Secret, Mr. Dirkies himself, and he's in the AlphaTauri tonight. He's a sub from Division 2. He's first out on track. Let's see the pace that we can set here tonight. The benchmark, he's from Div 2, and this is the first lap out. This track is a very slippery one. There's not a lot of traction in a lot of corners, and it's very easy to lose the car. Sector 1, a lot of long sweeping corners. Very easy to lose it over the little sausage curbs. Just unsettles the car so much. A 50.2 first sector. Nice into the long back straight. DRS wide open. It's great seeing an AlphaTauri again for a change. None of our drivers picked the AlphaTauri this season. Car's really stable through all these sections. Super D retired from the race. He's crashed out in the first sector. So that'll be him in 16th place on the grid for the sprint, so he's got a lot of work to do. Ooh, that was on the limit of track limits on the exit. Let's see, first lap at 29.1, not bad, not bad. Next up is a Boinkies, 29.4. Bob, 28.5, so really bringing in the times. Josh, 28.1. Let's see who else we can follow around. I think everybody is busy setting a lap. The two Red Bulls. So Nick Gieshen, our current championship leader, if I'm not mistaken. It's 28.5, putting him in third. Second Red Bull of Arno Goos, about to cross the line. 28.6, right behind his teammate, splitting them by a tenth. Zari, 128.7. I think that's an Alpine of Cyber coming through the last sector, also very close to that white line. He sets at 29.4. So we're not losing anybody after this quali. Everybody will go through, even Super D. And this order will decide us the starting grid of the sprint race. Two Alebius on a lap that just started. Let's follow him around. And then in the comments we got Mr. J-Boy, like always. I think he's our resident live chat guy. Say he's supporting the Red Bulls tonight and saying evening. Where's my morsige friend? Avalak is here. He's just got some stuff to do, so he will be joining us a little later. Couture Levy has to set the pace here for the Haas. His teammate will be starting in 18th. I mean 16th, sorry. I see there's a Mercedes already going for a second lap. I think that could be Bob. Couture Levy setting a purple second sector. See what will this time be. It's 28.3, putting up in second. Great pace. Let's see, Bob's next. 2.5 second, 2.5 seconds. 2.5 tenths improvement already, and only in sector 1. And there's so much track left. Ooh, that car's also running very low on fuel. That fuel indicator's already flashing. Hopefully he's got enough juice in the tank to take it home. That car looks nice and pointy. Almost a 4.5 tenth improvement. That'll put him in on 28 flat at the moment. Let's see if he can improve any time in this final sector. It's only really 1 or 2 corners. Climbs the curb. Ballsy move, or he might just have been a little deep or a little quick on the brakes, but I don't think that upset his time too much. It's a 27.9, 5.5 tenths improvement. Our new pole setter just behind him. I think Josh is also on a lap. Josh up by 5 tenths already. That's a 27.6. So Red Bulls are really going to have their hands full here tonight. Let's see a bit of the standings. So yeah, Nick Gishin currently in the lead by 13 points. And in the constructor standings, Red Bull's currently second, and quite a far way away. It's almost, yeah, it's 39 points between Red Bull and Mercedes. Let's see who's about to start a lap. I think that's Dean Fergie in the McLaren. He hasn't set a time yet. Oh, he just did at 29.7. Let's see who else is next up on a lap. I think that'll be a Red Bull. Yeah, it's a Red Bull. I don't know. No, it's Nick Gishin. Let's follow our championship leader around. See if he can get up. He's going to need 9 tenths already on this time. Also to mention, the Mercedes, both of them went for 2 runs on the same set of tires. So they're really trying to save some tires for the race. So that's something to look out for. Let's see, Nick Gishin in the first sector, only improving by a tenth. Still a purple sector. Which wants to tell me this Red Bull's running a little bit more wing if he can handle it in the first sector. We might see some rocket Mercedes down the main straight, DRS open. Might see some easy overtakes. Nick Gishin up by 4 tenths, another purple sector. It's just short, putting up in third. 28.1, 4.5 tenths improvement. Is teammate also making a 4.5 tenth improvement already in the final corner. .2, putting him in fourth. Again a 10th split between the two. Smith's Django's on a lap. Let's follow him around. He's about to finish it. Not a great middle split for 103. So the top guy's doing about a 102. .2, putting him in 11th at the moment. Next up, I think, is Royal Viking to cross the line. Well, it's not Royal Viking. Might be his teammate of Cyber. Yeah, Cyber just started the lap. Ooh, that's a bit of a slip and slide as we catch it right there. Some more comments coming in from J-Boy. This track was Sector 1. I'm not sure what you're referring to there. It must have been something I said, but I can't remember. Panda say, wat sê die nommers? En dan J-Boy again asking Panda why he's not racing. Panda's got load shedding at the moment, so he might join us a bit later. And Jason, no, it's not full quali, it's a short quali, followed by a sprint race, and then the race. Ooh, that car's loose on the track. But 4.5 tenths up. That will boost him up into 8th or 9th. That's fast. Still got a couple of corners left. Definitely make up some time in this final corner. It's a very heavy traction zone. Also cutting the corner like Bob did before. And it's 28.9, putting up in 10th. I think he lost a little bit of time in that final sector. So yeah, Ferrari about to cross the line. Oh no, he's pitting. He's abandoned it. He's going to slap on a new set. Give it another go. Let's see who else is on track. Zadi. Zadi being very quick in last week's race. Expecting some great times from him here. Two tenths up. Still got a long way to go. So another purple sector, purple 2. Around the last bend, and it's a 27.9, shooting him all the way up to 3rd place. So really getting in there. I think he's still got enough juice in the tank to do another one on this set. Maybe do what the Mercedes done. He's not saving any ERS, so I don't think he's going to go for another one. Let's see, Barber's on the lap. He invalidated. So he'll be in the pits. Hopefully he's got another set of tires. He can go for another one. Dean Fergie, first drive out on track. Currently in 15th, so he's got quite a bit of time to find here. It's a Ferrari in the way. Left him all the space in the world. Dean Fergie up by 2.5 tenths in the first sector. I think most of the time to be gained is in the second sector. If you're not running any wing, second sector is not going to be easy. You're going to have a lot of understeer in the first sector. There's fast sweeping corners as well. Nice and easy on the throttle, squeezing it out. So he's nice and running in low fuel because his fuel indicator just came on as well. And it's a 28.5, shooting him all the way up into 10th, making 5 places here. It's like a 1.2 second improvement on his time. Shakes is on a lap and he's 8 tenths up already. 8 tenths will put him in second. Shakes also recently have been showing a lot of pace in qualifying. Ooh, it's a little bit of a snap. He's giving it his all. 27.7, putting him up in second place. There's a Red Bull about to cross the line. He's a 10th up. Going to lead a little bit more time, so you 5th. What will that be? 27.9. He jumped 1 place. He jumped Zardi. Only by 5 thousandths. I think Arno is also about to finish his lap. He's not up by too much. Like I said, it's all up in this final sector as well. Or in this final corner. It's a 28 flat. It still leaves him in 6th position. And then we have the Mercedes getting on a lap. Josh, another 4 tenths up in sector 1 alone. Could we see a 26? Let's see what he does coming out of the 2nd sector. He's up by 2 tenths now, so he lost a bit of time. We might not see a 26 pop out. Nice and tight, not climbing the corner, literally just kissing it. That's what you want to see. 27.3, up by 3.5 tenths. I think that might be Paul. Yes. Bob is still on a lap. Bob not improving by much. He's in 3rd. Arnu on a lap. Okay, Arnu has abandoned his lap. Cyber is still on a lap. Cyber on par with his time through the 2nd sector. Let's see if he's up on his time in the 3rd sector. He's up by a 10th. That still puts him in 12th. And that's your order. So we got Josh on pole, Shakes in 2nd, Bob in 3rd, Nick Geeshan in 4th. And I just lost the view. See now. Zardi in 5th, Arno Goos in 6th, Torment in 7th, Getoe Lebby in 8th, Distinct Diki in 9th, Dean Fergie in 10th, Boinkies in 11th, Cyber Jart in 12th, Sacred Div 2 driver in 13th place. 14th is Smurch Django, Royal Viking in 15th. Unfortunately, we lost Super Dia to a crash, and he'll be starting in 16th place. While we load into the sprint race, and everybody's going to still choose their setups and tires, I'm quickly just going to take a small break. I'll see you guys soon. And we're back as they just lined up on the grid. See, only 2 guys selecting the mediums.
We are back.
Welcome back as well.
We're back.
And the lights are out. And we are away. That's a great pull away from Bob. And it's actually Shakes in the lead. So really great pull away from Shakes on the Mercedes team on a very short start straight.
Yeah, it was quite close there between Nick and Bob. So, but I think Nick realizes that he just needs to score points tonight. He's got a nice healthy lead in the World Championship. So just no DNFs for him. So he'll be good. But yep, a lot of guys on softs, Couture Levy on the mediums. So is Cyber. Super D all the way at the back. Not sure what happened to him. He's down in 15th, up to 14th now.
Yeah, Super D unfortunately crashed out in qualifying on his first lap in the first sector.
How's that for practice during the week?
There was none. There was none.
There was none.
But I did hear him say that his car is very, very loose on this track.
Loosey goosey.
The other driver to the other driver to look out for. Ooh, and we have a crash of Torment kills.
That's going to be a virtual.
Yeah, sorry about last week, guys. The safety cars were a bit heavy. We are on a reduced this time around.
Thank goodness for that. Virtual safety cars, so hopefully that will work out. But yeah, interesting. Mercedes leading the World Championship, and they're second and third, and I think Red Bull is second with fourth and fifth. So yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, very fun. But like I wanted to mention before Torment interrupted me there as well. Cyberjard's the other driver to look out for. That car looked so loose in qualifying already. And he elected the mediums. Only one of, or 2 of the drivers that selected the mediums. So quite interesting. They're literally playing the long run. As distinct Deke already getting a drive-through penalty for speeding under the pit lane. He was a little hasty. I mean, speeding under the safety car. A little hasty to get going there. The Red Bull's really close to the Mercedes at the moment.
Yeah, look, this is not a long race. It's only 10 laps, so it's got 8 laps to. But I mean, this sprint races is not a lot of points up for grabs. I mean, it's very minimal if you look at the main race. So yeah.
But it does set you up quite great for the main race at the end of the day, which is where you want to be, and be in a nice point scoring position for the race.
Yeah, I think, I mean, for Nick at the moment leading the World Championship, I mean, he's got Bob and Josh in front of him. I think Josh has got a 3-place penalty going into this race from last week. So he will drop down in the main race, not in the sprint. So, but yeah, for Nick it would be beneficial to get within the DRS of these guys. So you can just hang with them, save his DRS, just stick with him. But yeah, you do lose front downforce on this track, as we see Nick running slightly wide as that dirty air comes through. But it's important for him to stick within DRS. He doesn't want to lose track with these guys, because this is just one of those tracks, unfortunately, like Monza, that if you do fall behind the sort of like the DRS train, you're a sitting duck. You need to stick within it with all these straights around.
Yeah, no, definitely. So it's just finding that balance in the amount of wing you want to run, so that you can actually survive the first and second sector, and also survive it on the straights.
It's quite strange, because this track is not the easiest on tyre wear, especially sector 3. So it's quite weird that the guys have chosen to go for the softs. At this stage, the medium runners are not making any haywire. Cyberjart in 11th and Couture Levy in 14th. As I see that Shakes is getting lined up there, yeah, and it's Josh that makes the move, going through on Shakes. Ooh, Shakes, almost big moment there. Almost lost the car. And this could be beneficial for Nick if Shakes gets into the mix here. The longer he holds them up, the better for Nick, because he will just stick with him, which is where he is right now.
Yep, and now we'll see Shakes getting the DRS down the main straight. So will he take that position back from Josh?
I don't think he will. I think he's quite comfortable. Is he going to go around the outside? Yeah, he's going to go around the outside, but I think he's going to try to switcheroo. Is that going to work? Get on the power.
Yeah, man, yes. And he still has the DRS for the next straight. Josh is not making this easy. It's fighting tooth and nail for this. Shakes in the inside now. Ooh, and they just made a little bit of contact. Nothing to scream home about. Stewart's can relax.
All good in love and war.
I see J-Boy in the comments the whole time, so he's literally watching to make sure he's not making. He's gonna have too much work.
Literally got nothing to do. My word.
Him and Panda.
Can't fault his commitment towards FTR. Well done, boy.
Yeah, so Panda, where are you? We started the lobby late for you.
Yeah. How's that for commitment, Mr. Yuan? Right, so Josh is lining up Shakes again, but thinking better of it. Nick's losing a bit of time to the guys in front, but he does catch them up nicely in Sector 3, or Sector 2, which means that he's probably running a little bit more down first than the rest of the guys. And this is a section where Nick just catches up. He took out 14s in that section alone. So,
wing really
looking leady handy, and someone's falling down the field, and that is a Royal Viking. Had a spin in Sector 2 in that tricky section. So Dean Ferg gets 3 second time penalty, so it's going bad to worse for him. Spinning on the safety car, and also now 3 second time penalty. Super D getting passed on Smurds, Django, so Super D all the way up into 7. So next up for him is his teammate, Boinkies. As I say, that Smurds Django just retakes the place.
And Boinkies is not his teammate. His teammate is in 14th place, but Levy in the other house.
Oops.
Oh, and there's a big crash between Shakes and Bob.
Ooh, my word, yeah. So
there's a wing broken on that Alpha. And also
I
an
did
plate
not
gone
see that.
on Bob. We do have it sort of on stream. But that promotes the Red Bulls. And Josh has actually broken the DRS of the Red Bulls, so he's got time to fly now.
Yeah, so he's got Nick chasing, so...
and this is now going to promote Boinkies and Super D, with both Shakes and Bob losing end plates.
Yeah, no, you don't want to be around this track with no downforce, so it's going to be a tough one. Is it just me or Smurfs Django all over the place? Is it me that's lagging, Banku, or is it Smurfs?
I think you are a little second or two behind than what I'm seeing. Your commentating is a little later than stream. Yeah. But it's all good. It's not that far. It's quite close. At least you're not watching the stream online. But yeah, Smurfs Django really dropping down. I don't know. He was ghosting there, and Royal Viking just drove right through him. And then now he's back.
So that's what I was saying. So he was jumping all over my screen.
I think he's lagging.
Okay,
because
so
now he's in front of Royal again. So
yeah, there's some big internet. I thought it was me. I was almost like, oh no, come on, Vumatel, don't do this.
So, Smurfs Django, if you're listening tonight, if
your internet is with Vumatel,
please send us a screenshot of your finishing position so that we have the standings correctly, and then give you a position for a glitch in the game. Boinky is also getting quite racy on Super D. Super D passing Boinkies already. So Super D up in 5th, making up 11 places already. Is this just lagging? Oh, and Super D is past Bob now as well. Bob not opting to pit. I think Bob's going to try and stick it out as far as he can. Shakes did also not pit. So very strange. Shakes
you see, there's just no time to recover in a sprint race, unfortunately. So if you pit on lap 5, you're done for, unless it's a safety car, but you're literally done for, because there's not enough laps to catch up. So it's a tricky situation for Bob at the moment, as well as for Shake. So last week the stewards had a busy week. Hopefully this week is not.
Yeah, the Div 2 stewards had a great break.
Yeah, you
no
did.
incidents from Div 2.
Done.
Very proud of them.
Right, so Arno and Nick playing the
team game?
The game,
not
yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I actually think they're losing time, and you can already see 2.7 seconds. But it is a second and third starting position for them on the main race if they finish like this with 3 laps to go. So that's not too bad. I don't expect Arden to chase Nick down. Nick is basically #1 driver at this stage of the season. 3 races to go after this, or 2, apologies.
As Boinkies re-overtakes Super D on the start-finish straight. I just missed it.
Yeah, Shakes decided to pit eventually, Hanku, so he's gone into the pits. I think he knows that, you know what, maybe he would go for fastest lap. This is not going to count in a sprint. There's no fastest lap in sprint. So it's going to be no points for him as well. So it's a normal sprint points allocation. So that's going to be no times for Shakes serving his penalty, which seemed like an age.
Yep, as Super D looks like he's lining up Boinkies here. He looked at it, but for better of it. Also running quite low on the ERS there for Super D. I see him flashing already.
Right, so Cyber Jart, I think he went into the pits, I think. No? Yes? Yes, he did. Yeah, okay. So that is a pit lane retirement. Guys bringing the car home and saying, you know what, let's try on the main race again. But yeah, definitely the medium run is not working so well on this. There is yellows out, so Super D can't overtake, even if he's got the DRS, he's not allowed to.
Yellow's only in sector 1, so he's got to have to do it now.
Yeah, he's going to have to get it done now.
He is
and
through.
He does.
Easy overtake, because in the next sector, there's a car stopped on track. Oh, that's just my dots are glitching on the screen, I think. So now the dot's gone again. I don't know what's happening tonight. And then Royal Viking also getting very close up to Bob here. Bob obviously holding him up a bit of that broken end plate. And he's through.
Royal's going to go through. There's no way you have any traction in Sector 1 with no end plate. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, next up is Distinct Deaky getting close to Bob. Yeah, you can just see massive loads of understeer.
No, there's not. Yeah, it's such a pity because this is such a short race that, yeah, if you do have damage, it's just so
pointless.
Difficult.
You might as well just give up.
No, really, it is literally and figuratively. It's pointless. There is just no points.
Yeah, definitely.
So Distinct DK in the last point scoring position for the sprint. That will be 1 point for him. Let's just have a look. There's no real close battles at the moment except for Boinkies and Super D. Boinkies still within DRS range. Don't think he's gonna. I think he's a bit too far behind to get this done around here.
Yeah, I'll wait for that 10th lap, last round, and then I would deploy it all and use it. Use your strategies. Now you're just gonna have an overtake battle. I overtake you, you overtake me next lap. Rather just wait it out. Save some ERS, make it easy. Down that last straight. And he'll make a position up, and he might start in that second grid instead of the third grid for the main race. As Zadi just passed Bob as well. So yeah, Bob really struggling without that wing. But I think Bob will still be ahead of Shakes by the end of this race. As Boinkies are super close to Super D at the moment. Less than a 10th going through sector 1. Boinky's also still sitting quite snazzy with his ERS, sitting on 35%. Super D was flashing earlier. Don't know if he's been saving a bit or just been using it down every straight. The ERS, like we all know, is quite a boost, and it does assist so much with making an overtake or defending from one. But you only have a certain amount you can use of that battery in a lap and in total. When the battery is depleted, it's depleted. And you don't have that advantage. Ooh, as Boinkies had a little drift. So that's not going to help him much. But he's got one more lap to make this overtake happen. Push him up onto that second grid. Starting position for the main race. And there is yellows again in sector 1. And that's Dean Fergie and Getu Lebi passing Bob. As I see, Dean Fergie's petrol indicators already flashing, so he's running a bit low on fuel there. Let's hope he can make it to the end of this lap. As we're nearing the end, I'm going to follow around Josh here. Keep my eyes open on gaps, see if anybody goes for an overtake. Quickly switch back to them. And as we switch, I think to a Lebby here on Dean Fergie. Looks easy, but that just sets up Dean Fergie for the next straight. Keep our eyes on these two as Josh is about to cross the line, and that'll put him on pole for the main race.
Yeah, dominant performance by him at 5.5 seconds over a 10 lap stint. That is half a tenth a lap, so that's quite dominant from him. Nick in second and Arden in third, but yeah, this is not where the points are, like Max always says. It's in the main race. So, but a good start to the evening for them. Front row for Nick, and he really just does it. He just needs to start. He does not need to win tonight, Hanku. That's the big thing.
Yep, he doesn't need that amount of points.
He actually, I mean, if he finishes second in every race, and we'll do the math after this race and tell you where Nick will be next week when we do the comms. But yeah, Nick literally needs to finish. I would say if he finishes every race third, he'll still win.
Yep.
He's in a very privileged position. Yeah.
Dean Fergie finishing the race with no fuel left. So that put him in 13th place. He struggled down that last straight.
Yeah. Right, to be the driver of the day.
My driver of the day as well. Really great comeback from a very poor quality that he had.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we just take you to the grid for the main race, it will be Josh on pole, Nick and Arne in second and third, and you've got Super D. And then your third row will be Boinkies and Smirch Django. Your fourth row will be Diki and Sadi. Then Gatualebi will Bob all the way in 11th, so have a look out for him as he comes through the field. Sacred, which is a reserve driver tonight. And then Dean Fergie. Dean was our winner last week. His first win at FTR in mixed conditions. He's in 13th, and then you've got Shakes with a contact with Bob, so both of them 11th and 14th. So, yeah. Right, so let's take a break, Anke, while the guys to pick their tyre strategies, formation lap, and then we'll be back to start.
Cool. Now I'm back as we start the formation lap. Josh again on pole for the main race. This time around having two Red Bulls right on his backside. So Red Bulls, I think, strategy should be get in front of Bob as soon as possible and try and stick with him, or well, try and keep him back as far as possible, because Josh was showing so much pace in that sprint race. So the two Red Bulls actually electing to go for their mediums as a starting tyre. Only 3 people on the softs, so Josh, Super D and Sacred. And then only one driver out of them all on the hard, so he's really going for the alternative strategy, all going along into this race as Cyberjot. So yeah, I don't know if the Red Bulls will be able to keep up with Josh on those mediums, and I think Super D is trying to get ahead of them, maybe try and stick with Josh and pull him along as far as possible. Only time will tell. It's been a great sprint race already. Only one virtual safety car. Only one car retiring into the wall. We lost Torman. Put Torman all the way back into 16th place. So great work to do. And the two Red Bulls, 2-3. This might just help them with their 39 point to catch up to the Mercedes. So with Bob only in 11th, but I think Bob will try and make up quite a bit of places. Bob doing the alternative strategy to his teammate, Bob on the mediums and Josh on the softs. So they won't be conflicting in the pit lane. Red Bull, on the other hand, both on the medium. So one driver will either have to go longer or pit a bit earlier. As we starting to line up onto the grid. Looks like a perfect parking there from Josh. On the line, same for Nick, same for Arno. Levi parked a bit over the line. Let's see, let's follow Arno around. You can see all three of this in the leading pack. We saw before that Shakes in that second grid slot had a great start down the inside of Josh on the start. So let's see if Nick can do the same here tonight as we get the lights out. And ooh, somebody pulled the trigger so quick and it smudged Django. He's gonna get a penalty for that. As then away we go.
Well, wasn't his internet that messed around, smudged Django?
It could be. And Nick putting it down the inside. So that second grid slot is really a great place to start off, as we saw Shakes do the same thing on Josh in the sprint race.
Yeah, look, it would be so beneficial if Arno gets past as well.
Yeah.
Because that will just help Nick so much, yeah. Team game.
Yeah. So Arno's got to give it his all his lap.
Yeah, Super D is also seriously making inroads here, so he looks quite comfortable.
Those softs are really worked in, I think, and superior on pace, especially for the start of the race. But all cars are full fuel this time around, so they're all going to feel a little different than before.
Yeah, Nick's going to make the move. He's going to hang it around the inside. No contact between the two, so that's good stuff.
Yeah, this is really... And there's a ghost car of Smirts now in the way.
No, Smirts' internet is hanked because when they drove through him, he had a wobble, so it's obviously like they got, you know, almost like they bump him, so, yeah.
Not sure what's happening there. So we're back to our starting positions already. There's only Smirts that's falling down the order now because he's an AI, I think.
Yeah, something's not right there.
But definitely these two Red Bulls has to try and stick in the DRS range, and as Super D just catches Arno going a little deep into that final corner. It's the first mistake from the Red Bulls tonight.
Oh, big moment there for Arno as he comes around turn one, big slide. So, yeah, lost a lot of time there to Super D. And Super D is going to be very quickly on the back of Nick here. But once again, Nick just does not have to fight him.
Yeah.
A couple of guys is losing
Nick's
connection.
I'm
just going to try to invite them. I see Shakes has also lost connection.
No problem. I think we might have some PSN issues again. I see Smirt's already joined back again. So definitely his internet's playing around. Like some of the comments I saw, has got some KFC or McDonald's internet.
I tell you what, the internet, I had a chat to Shane earlier, and the internet's absolutely horrible in Joburg at the moment. I mean, I'm with Wumatel, and it's horrendous. It's, yeah.
As Distinct Deke went for a move, Arno fighting tooth and nail for this position.
Yeah, he's just not getting... I'm not sure what's going on with Arno. If he maybe didn't pick the brand new hot mediums, maybe he didn't have new mediums. I don't know what's going on here, but he just doesn't look comfortable at this stage of the race.
I didn't see any driver use the mediums in the qualifying.
Oh, you're right, yeah,
it will
100%.
only be,
so that must be new. He's probably just
drivers that had the mediums on in the sprint. So
yeah, he's probably just battling to get the tires going to temperature.
Yep, and definitely with that Super D so quick in front of him on those softs, it does look like he's losing a bit of time. But everybody's sticking to him. Distinct Deke also very close now, or still very close. And I think the DRS is also not assisting him here.
Yeah, like don't throw out Zadi. He's on the mediums and he's just behind Arno and Distinct Deke, so he's catching up quickly. A little bit of a gap to Boinkies, and then very close between Couture, Leby and Boinkies as well. So and then Bob's very close to Dean at the moment. So let's also keep an eye out on that. So
Yeah.
Bob,
Not having the greatest starts there for Bob.
Nope.
Bob started in 11th already, dropped the place, but very close here to Dean Fergie, I see. And he might go for the overtake down the straight. The DRS. Yep. Slings it around the outside. Really don't want to lose positions here.
I tell you what, Dean's,
and
hello,
that
2
is
positions in one.
Cyber
There we
John
go.
putting his nose in, getting those elbows out. Great work. With
I mean,
a slippy
Cyber's
goal.
on the hard, so hello there.
Yeah, those odds of in prime position now, eh? So he's our first hard runner that we'll have to check out later in the race where he'll be ending up in. And Bob doing a great job being in DRS range of Sacred in front of him. So that will just protect him a bit from the threats behind.
Yeah, well, Cyber does look very racy on these hards at the moment, and I mean, he can go really, really long on these hards. So
Swapping back to Super D as he puts it down the inside into the first corner, sticks the overtake on Negation here. So that's what you want to do on these pair of softs. But like we said, Negation can just take a chill as long as he keeps his nose clean. He can still win this. It's only 3 races to go in the season.
Yep, so after this we'll head off to Zandvoort for a penultimate race, and then we're off to Monza, which will be a
Dynamic race.
Dynamic weather race, yeah, at the end. And then we'll take, I think, a week or 2 week break, and then we're back for season 12. So yeah, it's on us again, my word.
So yeah, if you'd like to start racing with us and just watching the stream, and you want to see how it feels like on the track, you send us a message and we'll get back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Always good to get new drivers or returning drivers. It's nice to have full lobbies.
Yep, as you can see, 16 drivers here tonight already. Losing 2 out due to internet and load shedding, unfortunately. Otherwise the lobby would have been full. But yeah, we can't do anything with Eskom at this very moment.
No.
Hopefully Brexit will help us out.
That's if America doesn't ban us.
Yeah, they can just give us
No
like
more
one
Coca-Cola.
nuclear plant at least. You know, because they seem to have stuff in order on that front. I see another comment coming in about internet connections. It's like people got their internet from Pep.
It's probably J-Boy being common again.
No, actually not. It was Dixie Killer.
Oh
This
wow,
time around.
take a knock. Well done, Dixie.
J-Boy was the KFC one.
Let the shots fire. Fire. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I tell you what, it's getting very spicy here between Cyber, Sacred, Bob and Royal. Very spicy at the moment. And this is a battle for, what is it, 9th.
Yep.
So that looks nice and frisky.
So Bob's still needing to make up quite a bit of places here, because he needs to fight for the Mercedes points in the Constructors' Championship. Toto is not going to be very happy with the results so far. Get in there,
I tell you what,
Lewis.
Cyber looks very hunky-dory here. Expect maybe a move from Cyber. Let's see if he flings it out on the inside. Yes, he does. Is he going to get past? Outbrake him slightly.
Oof, and a
Gets
double
that
overtake.
completely wrong. Yeah, that was a dive bomb of note. So he got that completely wrong. Did the right thing there, and gave the position back to Sacred and to Bob. A little bit too eager.
Shakes is just asking for another invite if you don't mind.
I will do that with a pleasure.
See,
In
Nick
these
Dishon
races, you
super close to
never
Super
know.
D, sticking it down the inside. DRS just helping him. So medium's coming back into play. Softs maybe just dropping a little bit.
Isaiah Shakes invite sent. So yeah, you never know. He's lost at the moment, but I tell you what, safety car can do anything. And this is one of those tracks that's got probably an 80% chance of a safety car. We saw a virtual safety car earlier. So yeah, that could be
Yeah,
the way to go.
surprisingly, lap 6, no safety cars as yet. And,
Yeah.
so Premier Division really keeping it clean this time around. So happy days for the stewards.
So far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's not
so
get
far.
that commentator's curse here.
Yep,
That's,
please
Murphy's
don't.
Law. Let's not talk further about it.
Let's just bank it there.
Touch some wood.
Alright, so it's going to be interesting. I take it the guys, if it's new stops, they're probably going to pit around about lap 10. Slap on the mediums and get to 19 lap on the mediums. Because if you can do 10 on the softs, you can probably do 19 on mediums. The medium guys, it's all about how long they can make it last. Do they want to go with a new pair of softs, and do they have a new pair of softs at the end? Or are they going to go hards? Nick felt very good on the hards the other night when we were practicing, so I think he kind of liked the hards. So we'll see how that pans out for him.
Yeah, he looked very racy on those hards, setting up some good times. So if Nick is opting to go to the hards, then we might see some stuff happening at the end of the race. So those hards will surpass the mediums.
Yeah, but the DRS train is king at the moment with Super D, Distinct Diki, Anarchos, Zari, all in DRS range from each other. The same with Bob, Royal Viking, Cyberchart, Sacred. Yeah, all in DRS.
Yep. And Bob's
here we go. It looks like Diki is going to pull a move here on Super D. Is he?
Down the inside.
This looks very nice. You're going to have to leave space there, D.
Ooh, and he's through. And the Red Bull of Arno Goos also sticking it down the inside of Super D.
I tell you what a move. And is this maybe the softs saying nay, and the mediums just coming to grips now?
That car's a lot heavier than it was in the sprint race, and so that means more weight, more tyre wear. So definitely it's a good
more
possibility.
Friction, more tyre wear.
Lap 6, these mediums might just start to get into play.
Right, Super D gets eaten up by Zardi as well. Wow.
So definitely Super D struggling on these softs at the moment, but Josh is still with a comfortable lead. There's some contact. Super D fighting his way back onto track. If it was clean, we'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
So yeah. So Super D and Zardi's fight really messed him off and his DRS train. And Zardi also running super low on the ERS, struggling to keep ahead of Super D with
he
the
was a lot of
DRS.
throttle during that straight, so I'm thinking he's waiting for this part of the track, and see if he can get past into turn 1, because that is a favorite overtaking spot around here, is turn 1. He hangs it out on the left. Thinks better of it.
But Retour Levy also starting to look quite racy behind that Aston Martin. Aston Martin in a Haas sandwich at the moment.
Yeah.
So there's currently the action on track. No other drivers really close. Zardi looking quite quick in his first sector on the gearbox of Super D.
Right, so Shakes is back in his cabbie, so he is racing at the moment. And once again, don't give up. I tell you what, safety cars can change anything on this track. So Shakes, hang it in there. Let's see if it comes to you. Alright, and Arnu all over the back here of Super D. These two fighting it out with Zardi at the back there. So a good overtake there by Super D. I think that was DRS assisted. So we'll see. Ooh, big moment
slide
there for D.
And also wide for his teammate Retour Levy just behind him. Ooh, and a big slide for Zardi as well in the Aston. But Arnu lining up Super D here again. There we go. Easy overtake this time around, I think. But Super D is very quick down the straight without even DRS. Super D still sticking it out on the inside, side by side. Who's going to get the DRS this time around? And Arnu... Oh no, sorry, that was somebody else that I think of. Yeah, Arnu went into the pits.
No, Arnu is going into the pits, yeah. So let's see what Arnu does. I'll keep you up to tabs on what he's putting on. It looks like the hard tyres for me.
Yeah, he has to go hard. That's the only tyre to make it to the end.
Unless he wants to do a two-stopper, which I don't think is the right way around here. Yeah, that is Arnu on the hards. He's going to come out in 13th. So let's see if the undercut's going to work for Arnu. Just remember, he was slightly behind Super D, so he was a net 5th before pit stops. So we'll see after pit stops where Arnu is. Undercut might be very powerful, yeah, but yep, you're going to battle maybe at the end with some tyre wear.
Definitely, no. 20 laps on those hards on a very high tyre eating track. It's not going to be the best for the end of the race, but the undercut might just be big enough and might be a great strategy call. Something we'll look into for tomorrow's race. And Zardi passing Lebi again, I think, on the previous straight, or was he on Super D? I'm not sure. But also running very low on the ERS already in the race. So people are building a lot of ERS on this track, as they are burning quite a bit. Zadi going defensive on Lebi here. Lebi down the outside. They go side by side through the final corner. Lebi will get the DRS again. I think Zadi is out of the DRS range. Yep, Zadi is out. Zadi keeping it down on the inside. He is defending like a lion. It's
like a lion.
I love it to use it when is ever Aston Martin doing some
good
what. Jobs.
A difficult evening for them. I mean, Zadi in 5th and Imi.
Imi is not racing tonight.
Imi's not racing tonight.
Elected out for the race.
I tell you what, Bob's going to make the move on Lebi. Yep, Bob is through. He's up into 6th position. So, good recovery from him. 9 laps on those mediums. Distinct Diki still keeping tabs with Nikishin here. So we'll monitor our progress on Arno, which is, keep on watching that gap between him and Smirch Django to see if that comes rapidly down and see if those hards are doing the work for him. But yeah, Nick is under pressure here. So is Nick going to pit this lap? I think this is probably the lap to pull it. Let's see what Josh does. This is probably pit window open for Josh as well. So if Josh pits now, it will be hard. So I don't think you can get through on mediums, but let's see.
Yep, let's follow Josh around.
Yeah, that's not going to be a pit window for him.
Nick Gishin still sticking it out as well. So nobody pitting us yet.
Alright, so maybe the medium runners wants to go for the softs at the end.
But Arno is gaining on Smirch Django. He's almost up by a second in a lap. We'll see soon when he makes the lap.
Alright, Zadi pops into the pits in the Aston Martin. So he's into the pits. He's going to get rid of those mediums. He's probably going to go hard. There's no way the softs will do 19. So that would be a hard stint for Zadi waiting.
And same for Sacred, pitting on those softs. So you might go for the hards
as well. Arno's gone through comfortably. So Arno's up into 11th.
Don't know if the undercut really worked too well. Zadi right on top of him. Zadi obviously on the colder tires. It might just take a lap to settle in, but Zadi not very far away, and it's about the same gap it was before Arno pitted.
Yeah, it looks similar to me. So it's not like Arno is gaining a lot. Maybe the undercut is not as powerful as we thought it would be around here. Distinct Diki still in with the DRS of Nikishin. So both of them on the mediums, 10 lap old mediums. If it stands like this and no funny business, then Nick will go into the penultimate round as the championship leader again. We lose a couple of points towards Josh. I'm not sure who his closest rival is, if Josh or Bob, I can't remember now.
Yep, as on the Alpines at the moment, Royal Viking really close and in overtake territory on his teammate. Let's see, his teammate
so
is defending.
Is Cyber gonna give him some room? Probably, look, there's no...
He defended that.
Yeah, look, I mean, that's fair game for them. There's no one chasing the championship at the moment, so it's fair racing.
As obviously don't want... It'll be interesting to see where he'll be coming out. So he's also going on to the hards, as Arno is coming around the last corner.
Arno gets...
Arno
so
will be ahead of him,
out.
I think. Yep, Arno passing him now on the main straight. And Zadi will pass him as well, I think. It all depends on how this exit looks. It's going to be very close between Super D and Zadi.
The undercut, not that powerful. I mean, he pitted 2 laps earlier than Super D.
He was behind Super D though, so he is
I know, but it wasn't like 3 or 4 seconds, so the undercut's not that great.
And this is working perfectly in Arno's hands. Super D obviously quite slow on that icy cold tires, and just holding up Zadi in this first sector. Quite dramatically, because now it's 2 seconds behind Arno, and Arno's still gaining on Smirch.
And I tell you what, if Zadi plays this right, he might just get past.
Yep.
And that will be an undercut for Zadi.
Yep.
Yeah, that will be an undercut for Zadi, because Zadi was behind Super D. Ooh, big moment there for Zadi as he runs wide.
Super deep.
Just lock up under braking there for Zadi, so sure.
And all of that efforts on that undercut.
Yeah, as
Two
the
ways.
team leader or our leader pits, Josh, he's into the pits. He's probably going to slap on mediums. Let's see if I'm right. If he's got a new set of mediums, what's he going to do? Yes, it is mediums. There we go. So he's into the pits.
So 16 laps on the mediums. It's probably
Yeah,
possible.
doable. He's
are
just
doing
did
12
13
laps
laps
already.
on soft, so yeah, easy peasy for him.
Good question is going to be, where is Josh going to come out? He's just ahead of Smirch Django. Ooh, and into the Alpines.
Oh, you know what?
no,
Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that?
That might be a report. But, so J-Boy, J-Boy and Stoffel, please get ready, and we might see some videos being uploaded later tonight.
And Arno getting through on Royal Viking, so Arno up into 8, so he's stretched that between him and Super D. There's a couple of cars between him and Super D. So Arno, I would think, is in net. What?
P3.
P3, P4, yeah, thereabout.
Yep, no, that's P3. That was Josh, Nick, Super D, and then Arno Goos was in 4th, I believe.
Right, so let's see what Nick and Deke and Bob and Boinkies does. So they all on 12 lap old mediums. So let's see what they do. If any one of them is going to decide to pit.
Yeah, at this moment, if I was Nick Gishin, I would just stick it out as far as I can. Try
Well,
and do
he's
the
going
60
into the
laps.
pits, so he probably knows that he's going to get overtaken by Deke because he was in DRS. So Nick's into the pits. That's going to be hard.
Definitely has to be hard.
Yeah, let's have a look and see
Yeah,
what he
those
does.
boykies are waiting with a pair
Yeah,
of hards for him.
look, he looked solid on the hards the other night, so let's see what he does.
And will he come out in front of Smirts? So that will be perfect for him. Oh, Smirts, Django is pitting, so clean air for Nick. So great stuff. But how big is that undercut from Josh then for pitting a lap earlier than Nick?
Yeah, no,
looks
that's
like quite
powerful.
That's quite a big one. And Josh also sitting in the DRS of Cyberjot that will be running quite deep into the race because he's selected to start it on the hards.
Yeah, he's going to be rapid at the end because he's probably going to try to stick it out. And Smirch Django, is that a wall?
I don't see any car standing still on track.
Me neither.
That's weird. As Josh moves up ahead of Cyber here, he looks like quite an easy overtake done by him. On those fresh header mediums, just overpower with traction on those old hards. So it will be interesting to see if these mediums can stick it out and when they'll be dropping off a cliff perhaps.
Look, I mean, he's got a big enough gap towards Nick, so he can really nurse his tires. There's no need for him. He just needs to try to match, and it's difficult to do that, but he just needs to match Nick's times.
Yep.
But at the moment, Nick's got the buffer with Arno behind him, so he's well protected with his teammates, and that's what teammates do.
Yep,
So that all looks good so far. Let's see. None of the front runners is spitting. Everyone's staying still out. So I would expect Boinkies, Bob, and Deke to go on to softs at the end. I think around about lap 16, 17, they'll probably pit for new softs. A good lap time there for the hearts by Super D.
Yeah,
New
definitely
fastest
131.1.
I tell you what, he caught up so quickly to Arno. It's ridiculous. Arno was well ahead. And all of a sudden, Super D is in contention here for podiums because he's 0.3 of a second behind Arno, and just a little bit further up the road is Nikishin. So wow.
Yeah, and this will just bring Super D back into a net P3 with some drivers still needing to pit.
He's going to get DRS now. This is probably an overtake.
Yeah, not even using the ARS, sticking it down the outside. And he makes it stick before the braking zone even. Arno just slotting behind him again. And this has also just brought in Zani back into play onto this DRS train. The three drivers sticking very close to each other. But Arno has another chance now down the back straight. And it's
Josh having a go at Boinkies, and on the inside, and he runs wide. Boinkies is going to try to come back at him. I don't think he's... No, Boinkies going into the pit, so That's Poinkies into the pit, so he's going to pit from P4. He's probably going to be around about, what, P10, P11 if he gets out. Let's just see.
And Bob also pitting just behind him, I think. Yep, there's a Mercedes also in. Boinky is
Bob's
getting
still out on
set
track for
of...
me, from what I can see.
Boinky's getting a brand new set of hards. So that's quite interesting to see.
Why would you go so long unless you don't
Bob
trust the hards that well?
Cyberjod pitting from the hards onto a brand new set of mediums. So definitely I'll be taking him to the end of the race.
Yeah, he's in 13th. He's going to be a bit racy the last couple of laps. Storm and Kill still in 12th, the last point scoring position. And our race winner from last week, Dean Fergie, in 11th.
Yeah, not a great performance from him tonight after what we saw last week.
Yeah, mixed conditions last week, so that was slightly different. Azadi and Gatua Leb, everyone is just banging up here behind Arno. Super D, Zadi, and Gatua. Yo.
And Zadi sticks it down the inside in a very tricky section. And he's through.
Sure, that was not a place I would expect him to overtake, but yeah.
Yep, and Zadi out of the DRS range now. So let's just bring Super D back to just take the overtake back there. Just grab that position back, but I don't think he's going to go for it down this time around. I think everybody is looking for the long game here.
Bob's still out, Deeky's still out. Yeah, so it isn't Josh with the net lead, with Nick in second and Arno in third. But I tell you what, those top two is going to be extremely racy in a couple of laps because they're going to slap on the softs and they're going to be mega at the end. So keep an eye out on that.
As Super D goes for the overtake on Zari into corner one. It's just been so much close racing here tonight as well, and makes it great for commentating. So thank you very much.
It does.
Panda saying that Dean didn't win last week.
Oh, it was Freaky Deaky, was it? Who won last week? Was it Freaky?
I was one of the new drivers, I think. Yep.
Let me have a look quickly.
Makes me want to go back onto YouTube because the standings ain't out yet for Premier Division.
Let's have a squiz quickly. Don't have my glasses on. This is going to be fun.
Well, at the moment, Red Bull's about to score some great points here tonight so far in current state of the race. So really trying to get back some points onto the Mercs. As the two front runners are pitting, Bob and Deeky. So both drivers probably going on to the softs. So there's a pair of softs waiting for Bob. There's a pair of softs waiting for Deeky. Now we're going to see some fastest laps. Where are they going to come out though? Ooh, they're going to come out behind this big train of Arnu, Zadi, Super D and Getu Lebi. But, ooh, and Deeky actually ahead of them. Bob right behind all of them. So Bob really losing out on 4 places on Deeky here.
Alright, I'll tell you what, have a look at distinct Deeky's lap or gap on the left hand side of your screen. 4.9 seconds between him and Nick Gishan. And let's have a look.
It's going to drop like a fly now.
I tell you what, this is going to be exciting nevertheless. So just remember, the more he takes out of his tyres, the more energy he takes out in the first couple of laps, the less he's going to have at the end. So those hards are nice and durable. There is a yellow flag somewhere, and I think that's an Alfa Romeo of Shakes. Just going slightly slow, so that's all good in love and war. So the gap is 4.7 as Arno gets an overtake done. Ooh, big moment there for Zadi. And yeah, this is a tight battle. This is a whole train. 2 Hasses, the Aston Martin and the Red Bull of Arno. And I think Arno is just trying to protect, you know, because Bob's also there on the soft. So we'll have a look. Hang on. The gap was 7 seconds. It is 4.2. 4.2. It's not even a completed lap. Unreal. Alright, so let's have a look if he crosses the line. So we went from 7 to 4
seconds.
3 seconds a lap.
Let's see what he can do in this next lap. He might just be
Look,
in
he
the
is using a lot of energy. And believe me, you don't want to use too much because you're going to need that for a slight overtake. So as Zardi drops down, Zardi had a moment or something because he's now behind Super Dika, Tualebi and Bob, so he's probably had a moment.
Yeah, he was ahead of Arno coming into the first sector around that last bend.
Oof, yeah, okay.
Just wanted to mention, so just remember that Williams of Distinct Deke has got more battery than any other car. You know, it's a Williams, and there's a big Duracell battery on the top intake. Not a very funny joke, I know.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. I was looking at Josh's engine recovery, and Josh, I'll tell you what, Josh is on lean mode. This oak's just not racing.
Yeah.
He's so comfortable, it's ridiculous. 3.4 seconds, Hanku, 3.4.
Yep, but still
once again, I do not expect Nick, if it gets to that stage, to fight this too badly. Purple sector for Distinct, and I could almost guarantee that will be a fastest lap at the end of this lap for Distinct Deke. But I don't expect Nick to. I know you don't want to be passed on track, but there's bigger things up for him. There's a championship, his first championship in Premier Division. Has he won a Division 2 championship with us? There we go, 130.1.
Yep.
I think he's won a Division 2 Drivers' World Championship with us. I think so.
Who's that? Sorry, I forgot who we're talking about.
Or maybe not.
Not sure if he's got a Drivers' Championship yet.
I think he's the only management member who hasn't won something. Because you've done, I've done. Come on, Nick, then get in there, boy.
And we've gotten constructors.
Yeah,
he's been part of constructors with the Red Bull team.
Yeah, he has. Seasons.
So it's at least something, but not something for himself. It's a team effort.
Right, so Bob, 0.2 of a second behind Arno, and he's probably going to get the overtake done very easily. Yeah, there we go. Not making any secrets about his flashing light. He's using everything that he has.
Yeah, I know. Bob's standing on 0% now. It's just going to keep him quite unprotected down this big long straight.
Yeah, it's going to be very vulnerable depending on how close Arno can get to him. But you can see that red light flashing all the way.
Yep. But at least recovering quite a bit in this second sector. About to approach the third sector here, and hopefully gets quite a good traction.
Yeah, he does. He gets a really good turn. So 1.8 seconds. 1.8, the gap between Deke and Negation. But Deke has got a 3-second time penalty, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that is penalty 3 seconds.
Yep. There's the penalties. 3 seconds for Deke, 3 seconds for Sacred. Cyber Jard sitting on a 5-second, Dean Fergie on a 9-second, and Shakes on a 3-second penalty. Oh, as Super D picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah,
Super
he went into the pits. I don't think he's comfortable on those hards. I really don't think he is.
That 5-second might come to bite him at the end of this race.
Yeah, especially if there's a safety car, you can go from second to last if you're not careful.
Yeah, and soon we'll see Deke 1.4 seconds now behind.
Unreal.
So those softs are really coming back into play at the end of this race. As Getour Lebby lines up Arno Goos here. Deke also riding super low on the ERS. As both drivers are flashing now, Arno and Deke.
Everyone's flashing.
Yeah, there's no place to keep on.
Look, it's not the easiest track to accumulate ERS, so yeah.
And you would have think that there's so much DRS straights that if you're in the DRS, you should be saving quite a bit.
Oh, big moment there for Couture Levy. Touched the barrier on the right-hand side, so I think it was just scrubbing. I don't think it's anything worse than that.
Still looks in place.
Right,
but,
sector 2.
Arno also got caught out there. I think Arno got a bit of a fright of what happened in front of him, because Arno not able to overtake Deke after that big mistake he's made. And that Cyber Jart DNFing and sector 2 around that super weird castle section, almost like Baku.
Yeah, I hate that place.
Yeah, somebody had to say it. And Deke right up on the gearbox already of Negation. So Deke got to make the overtake and then hopefully pull a 3-second gap to get that second place. I don't think he'll make it to Josh, but definitely.
No, he won't make it to Josh. I don't think it's. Don't think it's there. And Super D.
DNFing in the pit lane, and again getting another 5-second penalty as well.
That's irrelevant.
As Deke sticks it around the outside of Negation here. So Negation will be able to come back into play as Nick will get the DRS for the next straight. But these softs are just eating everything up in its path at this moment.
The thing is just, he's got another 7 laps to go on those softs, you know. And if he keeps on sliding around like that, it's not going to do his tyres any good. So Nick just needs to hang it in there. He just needs to, don't try for the overtake, keep the DRS wide open, save your energy, don't use overtake, and as I say that, he just uses everything that he has.
Yeah,
Dean Fergie, retirement, is that going to be a safety car?
Safety car, full safety.
I tell
First
you
one
what,
for the race.
Right, so what do we do here? Everyone on hards, new softs, hopefully they've got new softs, even if you use a pair of used softs.
So Nick's got a
good.
major gap behind him of 10 seconds, so if he pits, that will put him, and he's pitting with the
Yeah,
stick.
Josh into the pits, DK into the pits, Nick into the pits, Bob is staying out.
Yeah, Bob's staying out, he's keeping that track position, he wants to be first place. Katua Levy pitting, Arnu pitting, Zari sticking it out, so very interesting, so that will put Zari in second now. But will that leave Zari in how can I put it?
I don't know, how do you want to put
Zari
it?
on the hards, so that's is going to keep him quite vulnerable.
Well,
So,
I'm going to get Betty going while there's a safety car. If no one knows, Betty, everything in my house has got a name, so Betty is my kettle. So I'm going to get Betty going.
I already had a whiskey coffee in the beginning of the race.
I'm going to do Betty quickly, okay?
Good luck, and I hope she gets the best of it.
She's got no teeth.
You lucky dog. So yeah, I'm also going to take a quick break while we're under the safety car. Bob leading a race, 5-lap old softs. Will that put him in danger of Deke? And will Zadi be able to keep his place with the 12-lap old hards, not deciding to pit? So that might come and bite him at the end of the race. But Josh now in 4th place, Deke jumping him in the pit. So other thing to look out for is Deke with that 3-second penalty. So this might hurt Deke at the end of the race. 3-second penalty, you can drop easily at 3-4 places with how close this and competitive this driving is. But yep, we'll see you soon. pit, and as the safety car's lights go out, that means the safety car will be in this lap. At least we saw an Aston Martin lead the race for 2-3 laps. Bob is holding up the pack now, giving the safety car some space to return to pits. Bob is controlling the pace. We'll see when he pulls the trigger. Aston Martin really looking racy on those odds, but not going to be too racy. But he's going to have to produce some heat in his tires, as it seems like Bob has already pulled the trigger here. Yeah, Bob has pulled the trigger, and let's see who's catching napping.
Yeah, no,
really
there's
close.
absolutely no grip in those hards, I tell you what. So
Josh already super close onto those odds. He knows he has to make this overtake happen now, or it's never. And oh no, they made contact. Zardi just got spun around. That's not really good for him, as Zardi has left the session. I think he's had enough. I don't think he's very happy with that.
yeah, he's not a happy camper at the moment.
But all of this has given Bob and the Deaky quite a nice little gap. But Josh really pushing to get back into that DRS range for the last couple of laps. Lebi also super close.
Just remember that Josh has got a 3-place penalty waiting for him after this race. So he's probably going to get it on track, but it's not going to be enough, unfortunately.
And there might be some penalties coming, but we'll wait and see for the stewards report. Know what they've decided after all the incidents been reported and comes in. As Nick is fighting this arse real hard of Lebi here, trying to get that position back. And he's down the inside.
Yeah,
like he's
so it's going to run slightly wide. Ooh, just missed the wall there. So he's battling for some other weird reason now. I mean, he was really rapid, and they're just battling to hold station at the moment, and that gives Josh the opportunity to break away. And Dean has made the pass on Bob. So
Dean is out of the race. I'm not sure.
Oh, sorry, Deaky. Sorry. So yeah, so that's the Williams up in front.
Yep. So Deaky set for another great race. Unfortunate for him with that 3-second time penalty. So that's going to put him in what, 5th? Let's just see if we change
probably around about there.
To leader. Ooh, yeah, that will put him in 5th at the moment as it stands. So yeah, really got to get a move on.
Here comes Lebi again on negation. Gonna hang it around the outside. Is he gonna do the switch?
Nick is holding it as far as he can, and this is just helping Deaky gain places, as this will put him in 4th at the moment, as Lebi just over that 3-second gap to distinct Deaky. And Deaky out of DRS range of Bob, so exactly what he wants to see. Bob holding up the pack here, but I think Bob will give the space to Josh here quite easily. Yep, Josh going down the inside. Easy overtake for him. He's playing the team game. Let Josh on those new softs go hunt down Deaky and hopefully pull Bob a little bit with the DRS coming up. Hopefully this lap we'll have 2 more laps of racing. Yep, DRS enabled. So yeah, Josh needing to make up as much places as possible with that penalty still waiting behind his name. At least it's only a 3-place penalty, not seconds.
Yeah, that's it.
Josh pushing real hard, but Deaky is quite quick on those softs. Josh not making up quite a bit of time, as I think the Mercedes were hoping for. I'll
tell you what, Shakes, who was plumb last at this stage and disconnected for most of the race, he's down, up into 10th position, so that's point scoring for him. Sacred, from a reserve point of view, good race for him in 7th. Arno, difficult one in 6th at the moment, although he's got 3-4 places in front of him. So it's not the end of the world for Arno. There's still possibilities with a lap and a half to go, kind of thing. And Nick very close to Bob at the moment, really making so.
And Bob just dipping out of the DRS range of Josh ahead of him. So that's going to put Bob very vulnerable, and Nick is super close to him already as that flap opens. Nick super low on the ERS as well. They're gonna go side by side into the final corner. Nick has left him going for the switchback, knowing his tyres are newer, knowing he's got the traction, and he sticks it.
There we go, good move.
Yep.
He's going to get DRS again. So,
yeah. Ooh, and Bob fighting it.
Good.
Yeah, Nick sticks it. It's just superior on that, from a tyre wear perspective here, helping Nick so much. 6 laps versus 11 lap old softs, 3 of which has been under the safety car. So can't really say that big of a gap, is it? Yeah, it's quite a big gap. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's good for Nick
laps
because I mean he will only lose points basically.
To Josh?
Well, he's not going to lose points to anyone because Josh will get his 3-place penalty. So that will be a net gain for him again.
Yep. So if Nick can stick within 3 seconds of DQ.
I tell you what, Bob's running no wing.
Nope. Nick defending it like a lion.
Like a lion.
Yeah, I love it. And all Nick has to do to win this race is stick within that 3-second gap of Diki. And he's got this one in the bag. We'll never win.
Yeah. So
I really got to push now.
Yeah, he's going to have to push. I mean, this is the last lap, so he's probably not going to make it. So yeah.
And surprising Josh not catching Diki. Diki pulling that gap a bit further. Another 4/10s gain in the last lap. So
yeah.
Really
so
great work from him.
Yeah, he's going to lose the win, unfortunately, because of his penalty. But happy days for Diki as he crosses the line. He's going to be bumped down to second he stays. Yeah, Bob in 3rd. Nick Ishin in 4th. So Nick loses points to Bob, but not a lot. And he's probably going to lose. Yeah, that's it. So Josh will end up behind him because of his penalties that he needs to serve. So it will be, in real essence, it will be, barring penalties for this race, it will be. I
think Bob. Doesn't Bob win?
I think it's going to be Diki.
Yeah, it was close. It was very close. Yeah, Diki.
Yeah, so it will be Diki, it will be Bob, and it will be Nick, and then Josh. So, yeah, let's just wait for confirmation on that. Alright, so let's have a look. Yep, so it will be DQ who wins, with Josh serving his 3-place penalty from last week. Or the week before, can't remember. Nick will be promoted to 2nd, Bob will be in 3rd, and Josh will drop down to 4th. Arno will be in 5th. A good drive by Boinkies, we didn't see a lot of him, but he was in 6th. Get211 in 7th. Super D, I'm not sure why they give Super D in 8. Well, I'm just looking at the complete results. Why does it do this?
Yeah, Super D is actually.
Yeah, but why doesn't this give you? Because it gives me the race result for the weekend, and I don't want to see the race result for the weekend. I want to see the race result for the race.
I see
let's
what
just
you
try to do that. So there we go. Race result for the race. It will be the DQ wins from Bob, and then Nick, and then Josh, and then Get211, Arno Gijs, Boinkies. Sacred, which is the reserve, Royal Viking, Shakes in 10th, and then the whole host of DNFs, which is Zadi, Tormund, Dean Fergie, Super D, and Cyberjard, and Smurch Django. So a lot of DNFs here tonight. So
yeah, definitely.
Alright, but that's it from me and Anku. So we'll be back next week with Zandvoort. I'm not sure if I'm going to be around because I'm moving next week, so I'm moving into a new place. So but if I am around, I'll catch you next week in Zandvoort with Anku. And you can join us tomorrow night for Division 2. It's going to be Nick Ishin in the comms box with Arno Gijs. And next week will be Opma again. So you can join Nick and Arno for lots of fun in the comms box. They are a bunch of numpties. To see if J-Boy can extend his lead in the championship. He's currently 1st, and 2nd is Sacred. So we'll see if they can keep it like that after round 8. But yeah, please join us tomorrow night for Division 2. Keep up the support. Anku, thank you very much from my side.
Yep, thanks, and you guys must have a great night.
Yeah, all of us here at FTR, have a great night, and we'll catch you next week in Zandvoort. Have a great evening. Ciao, ciao.
Awesome. Ciao.